Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Buppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. I'm feeling very good about myself because I've got a full week off from work, and if that wasn't enough reason to be feeling good about myself, I am making it my vow this week to do 2 games a day instead of just 1 to sort of get ahead of the process. And so far, I've been sticking to it. It's only yesterday and today I've done it, but if I keep it going for 7 days, then no more last minute casting 6 hours before it has to be up sort of nonsense. It'll all be a week in advance, and I hope that after my leave is finished that I can continue to keep it a week in advance. I won't just sort of just say, you know what, just slack off and, you know, it'll start catching up to me. But we will see how it's going to go. So, let's introduce the players. Up the top left side is going to be Mr. Welmu. He is from Finland, 20 years of age, plays for the Eurosoft team. His opponent, none other than Mr. TLO, down the bottom left side of the map. He's 23 years old. He seems like he should be older because he seems like he's been around forever, but he's 23 years of age, from Germany, plays for Team Liquid. So we've got a, I suppose you could call it a foreign game, this game, because there's no South Korean players. And man, TLO going for the super fast third base all the way down here. That's extremely fast. I think he even popped that down before he popped the spawning pool down. And what's more, it's actually closer to Welmu's base, which is, I think he only just scouted that it wasn't there. I think if he had known Welmu was going to be in that direction, he might have put it here instead. But yeah, it's still okay. I mean, the fact is the third base is always easier to hold than the fourth base, and it's always nice to have a safe location for the fourth base, as opposed to like the 15-minute mark where everybody's got everything out there. You don't want to be setting up a new base close to your opponent. You'd rather have that fortified by the time your opponent gets around to attacking you. And then this base, which is a relatively safer position, you can just build that as your leisure, and it's not going to be too open to attack even later in the game. So yeah, pretty nice stuff. Welmu's going for an expansion as well, going for a forge, going for all sorts of fairly standard stuff. There we go, all the way back there. Oh man, I'm getting a little bit yawny. 2 games a day has taken its toll, and I think I did the 3rd place matchups for the Hairy Bash number 3 this morning as well. That was last minute. I was like, okay, woke up at 9 o'clock, rolled out of bed at 9:30. It's like, you know what? I need to have these out by 3:30, including upload time, so I better go and upload them. But fortunately, as you will probably have seen, they weren't very long games. If they were half-hour games, I would not have made it. I may have just left it for a day, because, I mean, Daily Masters every day. Hairy Bash, I try and make it every day, but meh. If something happens and they can't go out every day on the day, then yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's fine. But they were out every day on the day, so pretty happy about that. Bunch of links coming in do get shot by the Mothership Core, and I think this game I'm going to be spending a lot of time swallowing my yawns. It seems to happen when I start casting late, but I don't know, man. I cast, like I said, 2 games at like 10 in the morning. I cast the other Daily Master at like 1 PM or something like that, and then after that I was going to cast the second one, but I was getting sleepy, so I've left it. It's 8:30, so I probably left it a little bit too late, but what can you do, man? I mean, 6 months ago I could have easily cast 4 games in one day. These days I'm just a wreck, man. I'm just yawning all over the place. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the deal is. I'm just getting old. So I mean, 6 months ago I was young, I was full of life. Now I'm just an old, sleepy old man, and it's just not happening. This probe, man, oh, it gets owned, but the probe's already done its job by building the Nexus. And man, TLO, not as far ahead as I would have thought, but he's definitely pushing it nice and hard. 7 more workers coming out, looking to get that nice worker number of at least 60, potentially 70, which will be very, very sweet, and he can very easily get that with this early 3rd base. As far as his tech is concerned, what the hell is this? Hallucinated Phoenix. Nothing to worry about there. As far as his tech is concerned, we've got a spawning pool And we've got a lair, and that lair just looks awesome, man. The graphics are so awesome in this game. Look, you see on the, if you're watching this in 1080p, you'll be able to see this. You see there's little lids and dots and stuff like that on the side. They're down the bottom as well, but they just look so good. Ah, so good. Everything just looks beautiful. Yeah. The Protoss, it's a little bit harder to look good in the Protoss because they're a bit plainer, but still, look at all the pretty lights and all of this beautiful shading, this blue right here. I just love those little blue rectangles. They're so awesome. Yeah. And the gateway, man. Look at this ridge down the bottom side, on the side, man. That is just a work of art. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in any further than that, but you can see how beautiful that is. Alright, we got to look at all of the buildings now because they're all fantastic. This gateway, their pipes, very nice. I can't move any further over. I have to have a look at this one. Yeah, you see the gas thing, this little thing moving out the front. That's pretty much it for that building. Pylon, whatever. The crystal is very, very nice. It's got a beautifully weirdo shape at the moment. And the site, we'll get back to the cybercore because there's a battle going on out here. Should probably be taken care of right here. Get the ultra zoom out nice and early. Stalkers and sentries, which is pretty good. TLO getting out Hydras, which is even better. Hydras are going to be owning this force. And Lings are not going to be hurting either. Sorry. There we go. Just warps back out of there. Welmu starting to realise that he is bitten off a bit more than he can chew. And now the Hydras are coming out in force. TLO with a nice macro advantage. He's currently 13 up. Welmu doing an excellent job to get this high, but TLO, of course, is still going to be higher. Does have 15 Hydralists out on the map. Does not have any upgrades for... I think he got speed for the Hydras. This is Hydra speed. But Hydra range... No, has not got Hydra range. Has not started Hydra range, which is a little bit surprising. He's actually going for air weapons at the moment, which is very interesting. There's Hydra range coming out. And here we go. TLO not quite got the numbers here. He's got a decent composition, but that's a lot of Stalkers, and they've already got 2 attack. So Welmu definitely knows how to best utilize his Stalkers. Going for mass Stalkers with 2 attack is very, very powerful, but going for mass Stalkers with any sort of upgrades against a Hydra force is, of course, a recipe for disaster. But then again, Welmu is going for some Colossus. My god, you hear the spire all the way over there. That's not going to be scouted for quite some time. Yeah, so he's got no idea that mutas are coming out, but then again, he's got buttloads of Stalkers and he does have Blink, so I'm not sure he's really going to be all that worried about mutas at this point. I mean, just there. He's going to start building Zealots, fair enough. Maybe going to cut down on the Stalker production, but it's going to be quite a while before those Stalkers get whittled down far enough for... where's my zoom gone? There's my zoom gone. So here we go. Bunch of Lings coming out. The Hydra's just sort of jetting around. The Muta's coming in from the side. The Stalkers are nowhere to be seen, but they can easily walk back to the main base, which I very much do see here. The Hydra's making a run for it. They do not like the Colossus. They do not like that many Stalkers. And here we go. Are they going to be warping out? The Hydras turn around, but it's a bit too late. And now the cat is out of the bag. The Mutas are in there. They're doing so much damage to the workers right here. We're down to 60, so maybe not that much damage, but they've killed at least 10 workers. So Welmu must have been up to like 70 or something. Now the main army coming in here. Hydra's doing a great job. Ling's doing a great job. They don't really have the DPS to kill the buildings all that fast, but they're still doing a pretty good job. The Mutas coming in as well. The Colossus quite a bit out of position. And one does go down before the Stalkers scare these guys away. The Hydra's concentrating on the Nexus, trying to take it down. I think the Link should be able to finish it off. And down it goes. Meanwhile, the Muta's going nuts. They might be able to take out the Robotics Bay, which is going to be pretty awesome, because that is, of course, the only way to build Colossus. Down it goes. And TLO with a sort of haphazard sort of going in, attacking everything. Double-pronged Mutas on one force. Hydras and Lings on the other, but still very, very effective, especially with this down low bot. Damn, he needs to get those guys out of there, man. These Stalkers are just going absolutely ballistic, and with 3 weapons on the way, they are just going to get stronger and stronger. But the mineral damage has been done. He was potentially up to about 70 before. He's actually lost 32 workers. He's really been crunching them out, but still is behind. Is 20 workers behind. And yeah, TLO doing a fantastic job of killing workers. Just imagine how insane Welmu's macro would be right now if TLO hadn't gone out and destroyed all those workers. It would have been insane. Absolutely insane. Now they're coming around. Mainly Lings and Mutas. We don't see too many Hydras in his army. He does have a bunch, but they're just not out here. Mutas coming out, forcing a cancel. Very, very nice. The Lings in the army are going to get taken out. No real hope for them. They are going to keep coming in though. And there are the Hydras right now. And if you can take out this Colossus, TLO is going to be in a very, very good position. The Mutas just flying around, sort of pulling the units away. TLO, is he going to run in? No, it doesn't look like it. And the Muta losses are starting to add up right here. You cannot lose infinite amount of Mutas and just keep going. Although TLO seems to be attempting it right here. 12 Mutas lost. That is 1,200 gas for all you mass wizards out there. And 1,200 gas is not a small amount. In fact, it is quite a large amount. So, yeah. The Mutas, yeah, who knows? He's going for something else, though. Ultra Cavern, Infestors, and we did see some Vipers out there. So, it's going to be... Oh, excuse me. I got a dry mouth and I'm yawning all over the place. Not a good combination, but the Stalkers continuing to blink their way into completely owning all of those Mutas. And I think that TLO is definitely over the Mutas at this point. He's definitely not worrying about him anymore. He's got Vipers, Infestors, and Ultras. A whole bunch of good-looking units. The Colossus is going to take out with the Vipers. The Hydra should be able to shred everything else. And he's got Ultras just to soak up some of the damage. And Infestors, just because Infestors are awesome in every single situation that anybody has ever imagined. There's no situation where having an Infestor is not a good idea. And Fungal just absolutely bones everything. Absolutely everything. I mean, well, maybe if you want to Fungal a battle cruiser, it might not matter too much. But I mean, seriously, pretty much everything else, you just Fungal it and it's just beautiful. Here we go. How did this guy lose so much health? Man, there must have been an attack here or something like that. Who knows? But anyway, the attack's coming out. Mr. TLO, he's got 2-1 on those guys. He's got 0-1. This is interesting, actually. I would have thought that Mr. TLO would have had a bit more upgrades. He is getting upgrades for his Ultras, so they're going to be 3-2. Plus, he's got the armor coming out, the special armor, which is nice. Hydras have 0 attack, which is quite surprising, considering how long he's been using it for. Oh, 3 hallucinated Colossus, 1 real one. Is he going to figure it out? Yes, he's got some overseers, so should be able to figure that out. When is he going to yank it? I'm not sure, but the Colossus is going down regardless. So many Ultras in that army doing so much damage. The Hydra's doing a pretty good job as well. The real Colossus has gone down, and now he is going nuts in the main army. The Hydra's doing such a great job killing the Stalkers. The Stalkers are doing a pretty good job at killing stuff as well, though. And the Hydra is starting to look a little bit cornered here. So I thought TLO had that, but there's just so many Stalkers, so much screwing around, and eventually the numbers from Welmu do start to add up. He's got 1 armor as well, getting 1 shield. We have said in previous games that shields are especially important for the Protoss late game, especially when they start using a lot of Archons, because Archons, of course, only benefit from shields upgrades and not from armor upgrades, because they've got basically no life at all. So yeah, a bunch of Stalkers coming out, DT coming out as well, just for a bit more fun. TLO going for the 5th base. His income is still looking exceptionally good, 20 over. Welmu is still trying to get this done, and yeah, he's currently on 3 bases. Potentially needs to start thinking about a 4th base fairly soon. But a bunch of Lings coming around. We'll see what they can do here. It's pretty blocked off with a nice cannon there, but if they just do a hold position in the middle line, they will start to kill quite a lot of workers. So there we go, just checking around for bases at the moment, waiting for the point where Welmu starts to go for a 4th, and that is going to be when TLO just really smacks him hard. We do have a DT in here though. 1, 2, 3, 4 spine crawlers and no spawn crawlers, which spores. It's not a spore crawler, is it? Is it a spore crawler? What the hell is it called? It is a spore crawler. I don't know why I didn't think it was a spore crawler. Anyway, we need a spore crawler back here because DTs are just a pain in the ass right now. Actually, he needs to get some spores everywhere. He's got no spores on this base. He's got 1 over there. Alright, so he needs to get a spore in that other base though. And the Overseer does get the DT trapped, does get it taken out. Army is looking pretty good. He has not recovered too many of his Colossus. He's getting an Immortal, a whole bunch of Archons, which is, yes, okay. But if the Hydra numbers are pretty big, which they are actually not. They're not that big as Infesta, Ultra, Ling. So all of the creepy crawly units are just moving in there. And the Ultra's almost fully upgraded. They need level 3 armor, but we got a Greater Spire coming down as well. Still over there for lots and lots of fun. And the Ultras are going to be so good. Large amount of Immortals and Archons could definitely turn this. There's a large amount of Archons, not so many Immortals. So we're going to have to see how this goes. There we go. The Ultra's just doing a great job. We'll see if they're all going to engage on the same turf. Looks like they're moving in here. This is where TLO got owned last time, in this particular position. But it looks like he's just going to be moving in there. There's a little bit of a narrow gap here, which is nice for Welmu. Pulling his mortal back behind all the Stalkers, which is a great move. TLO going to be engaging right here. I thought he was about to run, but the Stalkers blinked, and he's like, you know what? If you blink right next to my Ultras, then I am going to be attacking you right in the face. Although the Stalkers are a bit faster than the Ultras, so they can sort of kite them. Nice fungal going down, and now the Ultras are really, really making their damage known, but they are starting to get wiped out. You can see this stunted sort of kiting that Welmu is doing with the Stalkers is doing some attempt, is actually making some stuff happen, and they are taking out a very decent amount of Ultras right here. But still they are taking a significant amount of losses right there. Ling's coming in here as well. Zealots trying to hold him off. The Zealots are going to go down. I don't think those Lings are going to be able to finish off anything else though. And here we go. A constant Ultralisk reinforcements. Doing a great job. Bringing out the DTs. That's not going to help because there is an Overseer there. And Welmu is going to be given the GG. So TLO, man, you just had an awesome amount of income. Still 20 ahead even when they both started losing workers. And yeah, full upgrade Ultras and nothing to mess around with. Welmu could not get the Immortals out as fast. In fact, he had the robotics facility, the only robotics facility out here, and it got taken out straight away. So a bit of poor base planning, I would say, having the robotics, your only robotics facility out the front when you're being attacked by Ultralisks. Maybe not the best decision, but yeah, because I mean, just Immortals, so freaking good, man, at destroying those guys. But anyway, it's been a good game, and I'm very happy to have my second game done today. So thank you very much for watching. I will catch you guys tomorrow. It's been Hairy Muppet. Hope you enjoyed this game.